Hello, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, and it is time for us to return to Sherlock Holmes versus Arsene Lupin. Now, when we last left off, we had just gotten into Buckingham Palace, and it appears that, things are going wrong. Well, we know Lupin is coming after the Queen for some reason. Oh.
Excuse me.
Chauncey, sir, at your service.
Hello, Chauncey.
Here, I understand that Her Majesty is cantankerous today. Would you happen to know why?
I'm sorry, but I am not authorized to comment on Her Majesty's moods. In fact, no one is.
Be advised, it isn't idle curiosity that compels me to ask this question. The reason that I, Sherlock Holmes, the great English detective, is here as well as the Prime Minister is because Her Majesty is in grave danger. The danger is imminent, instigated by a man of Machiavellian twisted tendencies who is deprived of all sense of morals and scruples. Furthermore, he is French.
French?
Indeed, and all men who will have worked to protect Her Majesty in the face of this peril from across the Channel shall be seen as true patriots, a soldier in the image of the valorous English warriors who, weapons in hand, struck down Napoleon. Go, my friend, join our forces and march alongside. Now speak.
The facts are that Her Majesty quarrelled with her companion and confidant, Lady Leomunda. The dispute concerned a gift that Her Majesty gave to Leomunda.
Gift?
What was the gift that Her Majesty gave to her companion?
A doll's house. Lady Leomunda's personal chef and servant girl were terminated immediately, but the affair wasn't settled for Her Majesty, and the two have not yet reconciled. I don't know anything further.
Perhaps I could speak to Lady Leomunda?
She, too, is refusing to receive visitors.
Hooray!
Thank you, my friend.
Oh.
Lord Robillard categorically refused the breakfast that I brought. That has put him in a rotten mood also, and Lady Leomunda is in a state.
This is the worst that could happen. I've just thrown the remainder of his meal into the refuse. Impossible to remake it. Deirdre, go to the butcher's and get something raw. Demons seem to love blood.
Now, tell me, what is so special about Lord Robillard's food?
Indeed, I don't know. But he doesn't accept anything but. I would pay dearly to know the recipe. I believe that it contains chocolate.
Thank you, my friend.
If you will permit me to withdraw, sir.
I must prepare Lord Robillard's, that is, Lady Leomunda's dog's meal.
Why chocolate?
Jamaican bananas. I must know which ingredients to use.
Okay.
To the side, a strange mix can be found that was recently put there. I recognize the color of certain foods. To figure out the composition of this mixture, I will need a powerful magnification. To the side, a strange mix can be found that was recently put there. To figure out the composition of this mixture.
Oh.
Sausages. There is something here. Phew, what a foul odor.
Okay. Well, what's this?
Ah, this must surely be the recipe for the dog's food. In a pitiful state, the cook must consult it often.
Yes. My lord's meal. Prepare a thin sauce with the aid of a special scale with equal proportions based on 3.5 ounces of rations, 1/10 of a woodland strawberry jam from Japan, 40% of anchovy extract marinated in honey, 1/2 of a mild mustard diluted with cooked wine vinegar. Add in reasonable quantities of the usual components. Is there more? Oh boy. Okay.
Swiss chocolate from Romandy.
No, I don't need anything there. Oh, what we got here?
Mustard prepared with vinegar. Woodland strawberry jam from Sapporo. Marinated anchovies. This may prove to be useful.
That's a coffee grinder. Okay. Oh, here we go. A scale. Okay. Okay, that's mustard. It's mustard. Oh, 4-3. Okay, let's go with strawberries now. Ah, 2-3, 2 anchovies to 3. Okay. Okay, so this is going to take a little. Luckily, okay. No, that 3 mustard. To 12. Okay. There we go. Now we have it.
Elementary.
Oh, what do I get now? Okay. Okay, I got sausage and bananas, so what do I need here? I need
Jamaican bananas.
bananas, yes. Ah.
Sausages.
Sausages. Sausages! of sauce. No, now I have the dog food, I hope. Okay. Alright, let's go to this door. Is this the door they're in?
But you aren't Deirdre.
Your powers of observation are stunning, my lady. Indeed, I am not Deirdre. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I am...
The new cook.
Not quite. Firstly, where can I place this meal?
Put me lord's breakfast at the foot of his bed. But, oh, I can't let an unknown person into my chamber. Good God, what will happen to me?
Nothing serious, my lady. In fact, I'm here to help you.
How do you know that I am in need of help? Help from a tall, distinguished man with a very long nose.
My lady, my flair for detection has nothing to do with the size of my nose. As for the help that I intend to provide, it solely concerns the dispute between yourself and Her Majesty.
Oh, don't talk of that. She will no longer speak to me. It's not even my fault. Oh, no.
No, I did use that.
Why does Her Majesty reproach you?
3 days ago, she gave me the lovely dollhouse that you see there. It was made specifically for me by the royal cabinet maker. It's magnificent, isn't it?
Indeed,
Yes, it
the
does.
little candles in the chandeliers emphasize the lovely colouring of the dolls.
Yesterday, she came to see me in my chamber and noticed that 4 of the dolls were missing from the house. I wasn't even aware, but Deirdre had wrapped it to confirm the fact. These dolls are precious, and Her Majesty, was angry and told me that I didn't take care of the
Drina.
gifts that she gave me. I questioned my staff, my maid and my cook to no avail. I had them fired and thought that would suffice for Her Majesty, but no.
Let's find
What
out.
the dolls look like?
I don't even know. All I know is that there are 4 less boys than girls in the dollhouse.
Okay, 4 boys.
Please calm yourself, my lady. I will see what I can do.
Oh, many thanks, sir. Thank you. If you find them, you will be handsomely rewarded. I will prove my gratitude, even if it means...
Save your gratitude for when I have solved the case.
Yeah, Sherlock is... there's only been one woman. Let's see. Ah, there's Deirdre. Alright. Oh, wait. Deidre's... I think I saw her in the kitchen. Ah, there she is.
How can I be of service, sir?
Well, Deirdre, you can tell me about the dolls.
Tell me, Deirdre, you were in charge of wrapping the dollhouse that Her Majesty presented to Lady Leomunda. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The dolls, that's what
And you
we want to know
swore to Her
about.
Majesty that certain dolls were missing. Do you remember which they were?
Not exactly, sir. But I must say that when I recounted the dolls and noticed some were missing, I found that there were much less with ginger hair than before.
Oh, ginger hair.
Thank you, Deirdre. Goodbye.
Oh, wrong button. Alright. Let's talk
Thank
to
you
Jim.
for the new pants, Chauncey. Holmes, my glasses, if you would. Are you finished with them, and were they of any use?
Here they are, sir. Indeed, I needed them to prepare a rather horrid mixture which is adored by the most temperamental lodger in the palace.
If the Prime Minister will permit, I would like to thank Mr. Holmes for saving us from Lord Robilar's wrath. If Mr. Holmes would happen to remember the ingredients for the mixture...
Oh, yes.
Truly, Holmes, I owe you my thanks. I had more than enough of listening to the howls of that However, I knew him as a pup. He was very gentle, nothing like the tyrant that he has become.
Really? What caused the
What
change?
provoked this change of temperament?
I haven't the least idea. Chauncey?
It seems to me that the fluctuations in my lord's mood began 3 years ago, after a visit of my lady's nephew, the young Lord Gwenders of Crudel.
Ah, yes, that angelic little redhead.
Note the ginger hair's missing, okay.
What happened at the time?
My lady was so happy to see her nephew that she ignored my lord during the week that Lord Gwenders was here. My lord roamed alone from room to room, he who was so used to having my lady's complete attention. And the day came when...
I remember. The yappy little thing was completely out of hand. Or rather, out of paw. Trying to separate Lady Leomunda from her dear nephew, without success.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question for Mr. Chauncey. Tell me, my friend, did you notice Lord Robillard engaging in any strange behaviour in the past 3 days?
Other than the Prime Minister's pants, nothing more than usual, sir. But I don't notice everything.
That
Thank
tells
you,
me
gentlemen.
everything. The dog's ticked off with a red-headed kid. Hey, Lord Robillard!
Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm aware that you are on duty, but I am on a special assignment in the service of Lady Leomunda. She entrusted me with a specific investigation, and I must question you both. Please note, in the case of a successful outcome, she has promised her gratitude to all those who have helped. She specifically mentioned that her gratitude would extend to...
At your service, sir. At your service, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. I do believe that Lady Leomunda's companion, the pint-sized Lord Robillard, has access to all of the rooms and halls of the palace. Now, would you have seen him acting erratically these last few days? Say, in the past 3 days?
Yesterday, my lord piddled in my boots.
No, I was referring to events clearly out of the ordinary.
The day before yesterday, while we were on duty, my lord was rummaging about behind this suit of armour. When I bent over to see what he'd found, my bearskin fell, and my lord attacked it and near tore it to pieces.
Thank you, gentlemen.
This armor. Or is it that armor? Lord Robillard?
This may prove to be useful. This hole is dark and seems quite deep. I must find a way to see what's inside.
That. I need a candle. Yes. Yes, we're missing some figures.
No, one will suffice.
Okay. One will suffice. Boom, 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 boom. Let's use this little candle.
I need something. This hole is dark and seems quite deep. I must find a way to see what's inside. I need something.
Bingo!
I think I can make out the reflection of a porcelain face. This spear could be useful, but in order to recover the doll without damage, I would have to bend the end to form a hook.
Chauncey!
Excuse me, would there be a clamp hereabouts?
Hold on. It just so happens that my cousin, one of the royal plumbers, came here yesterday to take care of Lady Leomunda's pipes, and he forgot one.
Lady Leomunda's pipes?
I meant to say the plumbing of the bathtub in Lady Leomunda's room, sir.
What's wrong with the bathtub?
It no longer drains, sir. Normally the water drains in no time once the stopper is removed, In fact, with the force of the water, there are occasionally a few pink bubbles or even some hair that rise into the kitchen sink.
Do you know when your cousin will return?
He said it will take 2 days in order to insert a custom-built auger to unclog the pipe, sir. My lady's maid told him that she saw my lord coming out of the empty bathtub. He would only have left 1 or 2 long hairs, if any.
Unless it was something else.
Yes.
Thank you, Chauncey.
My pleasure, sir.
Ah, I have a clip with the auger. Okay.
Here's what I've been looking for. Best to keep my discovery a secret for the moment. If the dog got his paws back on this doll, who knows what it would do.
Let's talk with Deirdre again.
Sir?
My apologies for interrupting you in the midst of your duties. Would you have witnessed Lord Robillard engaging in any strange behaviour within the past 3 days?
Oh, my lord is a bit waggish and makes strange around people he isn't familiar with.
You must know him well. Has he added a trick to his repertoire?
Yes.
Why, yes. Now that I think of it, my lord usually has a right fear of chimneys because of the fire. However, yesterday morning, I found him with his paws and his snout full of ashes. The fire in the white drawing room was almost out. I cleaned him as quickly as possible, despite his protestations.
Interesting.
Thank you, Deirdre. Goodbye.
Crazy dog.
A pile of ashes to the side. I can see what seems to be a miniature hand coming out. It will take hours for the fire to extinguish, and pouring water over it will fill the whole palace with smoke. I must find a tool to get the doll out of there.
Well, we have something. Pickle tongs. We have the second doll. Deirdre, more information.
Sir?
Could you please clean this doll?
Certainly, sir.
Thank you.
Your service, sir.
Now we got to clean. Now, wait a minute. Let's take that bucket. Bum, 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 bum. I see you, dog. Okay, she said that the bath was being worked on.
No, I can't do that.
But we can do this.
There is something here.
Uh-huh. Aha. Back in here. Alright, now let's,
Water. There. All of Lady Leomunda's bathwater is still in this barrel. It is far too heavy. I cannot lift it.
But we know those two pipes are connected.
Listen,
Gentlemen!
can you help me shift a barrel?
At your service, sir.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There we go. By dumping it down the sink here.
Elementary. Empty.
And if it did what I think it did. Bingo! Another doll. Alright. Leomunda, we are closing. close to solving your problem.
Yes, I am listening. I'm all yours.
Lord Robular.
My lady, I must press you further. Have you noticed any strange behaviour from Lord Robilar these last few days?
Why do you ask such a question? Oh, I see. You think that my little lord picked up the scent of the robber and wanted to warn me. I was so blind. Oh, my sweet lovey-dovey.
Indeed, that is one possibility.
Well, I seem to remember Lord rummaging in the garment chest that you see over there in the corner. He isn't supposed to go near it, as it contains ceremonial garments that I never wear, and it is very dusty. In addition, only my personal maid is capable of opening it, and that's in order to air it out from time to time, but I dismissed her.
Why is it complicated to open?
I decorated it myself, but it dates from Henry, you know. He of cupbearers, the maniac for security, blah, 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 blah. If you try to open it, don't ruin it, please.
I promise, my lady. Thank you. I must leave you, my lady.
My door and everything else will be open to you.
Yeah. Okay.
This piece is actually a puzzle, all the pieces attached easily. One must insert a star here to unlock the opening mechanism.
Well then, let's take a star puzzle.
One must insert a star here to unlock the opening mechanism.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So how is this supposed to work? No. Or what I could do. There we go. Ah. So far so good. Hey, that's working. Sweet. Ah ha ha. Nope. Yeah, I could actually do this in the cheap and easy way. Because every piece seems to be put on here. Yep. Oh! I didn't expect that one. Okay, nope. Nope. Well, what I could do, I'm going to do it this way. I mean, you notice how it looks. Now, what we gotta do is clean that out. Get back there. And that. There we go. And what do you know?
Elementary.
Now we have all 4 dolls. It's just all...
These are my dolls.
Yes!
Indeed, my lady, here they are. 2 are somewhat damp, but they are all completely intact. In the future, for their own safety, put them up high or lock them up. You should also consider rehiring your servants, as they weren't to blame for the dolls.
Thank you, sir. You are a savior. How can I ever repay you?
There is a way. You can use your influence with Her Majesty to ensure an audience for myself as soon as possible. Here's my card.
Certainly, sir. I will go straight away to beg her pardon, and I propose that you return this evening. That will give me enough time to improve her mood and deign to receive you.
Many thanks, my lady.
Alrighty, we did it. Now, later. Oh.
Surely you aren't telling me that you had to rummage through a waste bin in order to find the leftovers from an infernal...
My lord, my dear Watson, within these walls you must say my lord.
I wonder if you aren't mocking me, Holmes. I find it hard to believe that Her Majesty enjoys living in an environment so queer.
What do you know of our monarch, Watson? What do we really know?
Mr. Holmes, the Prime Minister is in the White Room on your right, at the end of the hall. His orders were that you should show him immediately.
Okay.
The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath.
Yeah.
The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath. The rug was wet in a number of spots. I don't recall having wet it while emptying the bath.
Okay. Well, let's finish this up here.
Gentlemen. Well done yet again, Holmes. Reconciliation between Her Majesty and Lady Leomunda has had a wonderful effect, and we should be received momentarily.
Okay.
Is Her Majesty safe?
She is in her chamber, and the palace as well as the gardens are crawling with guards. Did you notice all of the checkpoints on the way here? An army couldn't get to her.
You'll have to excuse me for a moment.
So let's talk with, this is running a little over, but there's a reason for this. There is a reason for this, because we are gonna... So, I'm gonna figure this out. You know, we're gonna finish this part here, because we're gonna move on to the next part shortly after this. So let's talk to Leomunda.
Her Majesty and yourself are finally reconciled?
Ah, yes. And all thanks to you. I explained to her that you desired an audience and she has granted your request. She will receive you and the Prime Minister, but she will not tarry by calling for Chauncey to fetch you.
Ah. Alright.
Can you assist me, my good man?
Does his lordship wish to inspect another refuse bin?
No. No.
Why is the carpet in the hall wet?
On account of a gift that Her Majesty received from Lady Leomunda, it was soaked and water was dripping from it for the duration of its carriage.
What did it consist of?
I haven't the least idea. The object was wrapped.
Oh.
Thank you, Chauncey.
Lady Leomunda?
Forgive me, my lady, but I just learned that you offered a gift to Her Majesty.
Yes, I wanted to present Her Majesty with a gift to thank her for the dollhouse. But what a tragedy. It mustn't work any longer. Those nitwit workers dropped it in the moat and had the dickens of a time getting it out. They were so endearing that I couldn't be angry. And it's true that it's quite heavy.
What's the
If
gift?
you'll tell me, my lady, what is the nature of the gift that you presented to Her Majesty?
Well, it's a very rare piece, but I have to admit I don't know much about it. I enjoy frequenting the shops, and a very lovely antiquarian approached me and drew my attention to this masterpiece, as he called it. Oh, he knew what he was talking about, and his manners were so...
But the masterpiece, what was it exactly, my lady?
Well,
Yes.
as Her Majesty's watch was broken, I wanted to give her something to tell the time. Thus, I bought her this clock which she gladly took to her chamber. You know, a French grandfather clock. Pontoise, or was it comptoise? The antique dealer said it was made by one of the originators of the genre, the Paillet brothers.
Wait, my lady,
Paillet
that name suggests
brothers.
something to me. Could it be...
Maillet. Maillet. Maillet.
No, that doesn't mean anything to me, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, I misspelled it. My bad. Mayet.
Mayet?
Yes, that's it. How did you know?
Watson, Prime Minister, quick, sound the alarm. Lupin is in the Queen's chamber.
Uh-oh. Queen Victoria.
What made me accept this infernal contraption? Tomorrow I will have it carved into kindling for the fire.
If Her Majesty will permit, I would rather avoid risking death yet again in what Her Majesty calls this infernal contraption. I was able to hold my breath long enough to avoid drowning, but that wouldn't help me against.
The hangman?
Your Majesty understands well. My fate is entirely in your hands, like so many others. My intentions are not hostile. In fact, they are quite the contrary.
They are what then?
Many times I have found myself in a similar situation, and the words came naturally, because they flow from my spirit, which has fain been called poetic, lyric, and imaginative. Words. Nothing but words and rhetoric, often to an end above reproach. I stand before you, after having risked my life, and still risking it in what I had until now only considered a game. The words won't come to me because the game is over. The words that I should say to you won't come because they are buried deep. These fragile words that are frightened of emerging, these words that come from the heart. The words that I know I owe you, Your Majesty, my Queen, my love.
Believe me, madame, if I was to steal something, it would only be a kiss.
You won't be stealing anything. I will give you a kiss willingly.
Well, that's something.
Open up, Your Majesty!
Lupin was a gentleman thief. He had
Is
charm.
all well, Your Grace?
Break down the door!
Your subjects are there, and so ends my gallant game, and, with them, my life. But these precious seconds are the lifetime. Show them, Arsene, how a French gentleman in love behaves.
And continue to amuse yourself.
She could be a charm.
Your Majesty, are you going to...
Hush up, you impudent plodders. Who do you think you are to speak in my presence without having been asked? Look at you, a bunch of incompetents, covered in titles and stripes. You are supposed to guarantee my safety and that of England, which amounts to the same thing. In the end, I had to defend the place myself.
But, Your Majesty...
Suffice. Even the most compassionate of monarchs cannot be permitted to excuse the vermin. Chauncey, have the royal luggage prepared. We will withdraw to Windsor presently. Leomunda, you will accompany me. And you, silence this bell before I have an overwhelming urge to decapitate it.
You and I, Lupin.
Yep. And at this point, we will now save the game. We know where to go to continue it. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, inviting you to subscribe to the channel and check out some of the other playthroughs I've done. Now, we are slowly approaching the final end game. And I let this run a little over because, Queen Victoria just got a kiss from Lupin. Or Lupin just got a kiss from Queen Victoria. I also would recommend that you subscribe to the channel and watch the prior adventures. And this does come before the case of the silver earring, so somebody didn't do their proper work when writing this one up. However, we won't go into that. It's a minor thing in the big scheme of things. But please, I invite you to watch my other playthroughs where I work through Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, and Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Next time, of course, we will continue the chase. I do not know if we will reach the end in that episode or not. I also invite you to check out some of the other playthroughs I've been working on. I am working through Alien vs. Predator, the 2010 release. I am currently in the Marines campaign, and that's going to be tricky in a little while. And you'll see it when it goes up, which will be the day after this one. I am also working through the Henry Stickmin collection, a game where there's more fun in the failures than there is the successes. I am also working through the Zork series. I started with Zork Zero, Revenge of Megabots, which is technically the first game in the series' timeline. Although I believe it was the fourth game released, fourth or fifth. I am also working on... I'm also... I forgot to mention, I'm working my way through The Witness, which is a beautifully relaxing game. I am also working my way through... I just started Gibbous, a Cthulhu adventure, and that's turning into a very fun game. And I am also working through the Monkey Island franchise. I am on the final game of the franchise, Tales of Monkey Island, which is turning into a real treat. And there's some others up on the channel that you can... Well, also there is... I am also working my way through games with Call of Cthulhu in the name, and I'm currently working on Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. I think I'm going to be nearing the end of that very soon. As always, take care and have a good one. Goodbye.